Yo, still Bills, what's the deal, man? It's Thursday, all praises, man. Friday Eve. So I'm finna go to, y'all know the lingo. I'm going to the plantation right now. We gonna bang this day out. It's my daughter's 16th on what? The 30th. So I'm gonna say Tuesday or whatever. Monday, Tuesday. So, you know, it's gonna be a good weekend. But peep game, man, we gotta get into this shit, man. I heard some shit yesterday that really just kinda got me aggy right now, man. Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Mungia potentially. Man, listen, I get when you in a position of power, you can do what the fuck you want to do. I get that. I definitely get that. I get when you top dog, you can fight whoever the fuck you want to fight. I mean, Floyd did it. It's something, I get it. It did. It just seems to be forgotten when Floyd did it, but that didn't make it that didn't make it non irritating when he did it. It was annoying. You know what I'm saying? Just all the with the Manny fight hanging and the balance for all of those years and him not fighting certain fighters that we wanted to see him fight. Him opting to fight Ghost and Chino and all that shit, which actually ended up being a good fight, but wasn't the fight that we was asking for, especially when Chino lost to Amir Khan. I get when you in boss positions, you can make boss moves, but I'm not feeling that. Jaime Munguia has had one fight as a super middleweight. He's had one. I was never mad at the John Ryder fight. I wasn't, because I think John Ryder is a good fight for everybody at 168 pounds, not named Canelo Alvarez. They just have this mindset that because he's from Europe, that he's a Euro bum and nobody's ever heard of him before, and he's lost before, he's been stopped before, yada 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 yada. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but the thing is, people come back into prominence after that. John Ryder had 2 top 10 wins on his resume last year. None of the fighters that you name have had that. None of the fighters that you want to see Canelo fight have had that, with the exception of David Benavidez fighting Caleb Plant. Everybody else he's fought has been like, really, really. So a fight with Jaime Munguia will be a big fight. It'll be a big fight because they're both Mexican nationals. And if they do fight this fight, it should be in Mexico, because that's the only way you'll see a really big buzz around it. But up here in the States, we don't want to see that shit, Brody. I'm not even gonna cap. I don't want to see that shit. I need to see Canelo versus David Benavidez like immediately, bro. Like I like, for real. We need to see that, man. And I hope everybody who's a fan, a supporter of Canelo Alvarez, bands together and lets it be known this shit is unacceptable. Jaime Munguia looked extremely pedestrian his last fight. I think that he lost to Sergey Derevianchenko. I definitely think that. I think that, you dig, and you going balls to the wall with Derevianchenko, who I don't know if that was his first fight in the division or what, but he's not. There was once upon a time Pondering sending him down to 154 pounds because he couldn't get over the hump at 160. And you jump up a whole nother weight class and fight him and have that type of performance against him, bro. Like, nah. You dig? He's a snack pack in there with a Canelo Alvarez, and he's just not worthy of a fight with Canelo Alvarez, bro. He hasn't done shit in his career. This dude has been. This dude has been coddled his entire career. You dig? He's been protected his entire career. His entire career. He's a former world champion. I mean, he has some okay. Like, if he was working towards bigger fights, then all right. If the caliber of fighters that he had fought put him, he all right, bet you won, you fought him, so all right, like, it'd be cool to fight a Toriano Johnson and you got Demetrius Andre, you know what I'm saying, on your resume. That would be like, all right, that's acceptable. It would be cool for you to fight Gabe Rosado if all right, bet after Gabe, you got Gabe out the way. I could deal with, Gabe's a gatekeeper. He's been in there with some notable foes. All right, so now let me get him in there with Johnny Beck or someone like that, you dig? Or if you fought Charlo, those are all acceptable fights had you fought those fights after fighting these type of fights. But you didn't do that. You didn't do that. You The opponent before not Jaime Munguia, but Sergey Derevianchenko, you fought was a dude that Johnny Beck fought years ago when he was still up and coming. And technically, despite him being a fucking champion, he's still up and coming. He's still an up and coming fighter. So you doing that is like, yo, and like, bro, and even the announcers is like, I don't want to see Jaime Munguia in there with another dude like this again. I don't. You got damn near what 50 fights, and you have not had a significant win under your belt, like a drastic win. I'm not all the way mad at Derevianchenko, but nah, Brody. And now you're in a position where you can fight a Canelo Alvarez, my nigga. Nah, that shit is unacceptable. That's all the way unacceptable. That's all the way unacceptable. You cannot sit here and justify a fight with Jaime Munguia when there's a plethora of other fighters that you can fight. You scheduling this shit all the way out in May, bro. Like, I think at this point in time, you need to start losing fans if you go and you fight this dude. I get you're allegedly wanting to make David Benavidez and his pops sweat it out because of all the shit that they've been talking. I understand that. I definitely understand that. Little nigga, learn, know your place, bro. You ain't shit. You don't dictate nothing. You don't run nothing. I'm the top dog. I get that. But there are far more notable opponents for you to fight. I would even say I could have dealt with you versus Zach Parker before I dealt with you and Jaime Munguia. I could have dealt with that. But it is a notion. Oh, he said he ain't fighting no more Mexicans. He is a Mexican national. So now what it is, what you got to say now? There's nothing you can say now. He's fighting a Mexican. Yo, just any and it. Just I understand why it's like, yo, man, who these little bitches? Like all the work I done put in, yo, like just who the fuck these niggas think they talking to, bro? Like every reason to sit there and clap at them. I mean, just a lot of you detractors, y'all make it bad. You know what I'm saying? Because of the shit that y'all do. Now you got a supporter in me who is actually aggy about this fight, and this dude is laughing at y'all like I fight who the fuck I want to fight. Y'all had an issue. Oh man, I ain't naive. He said you'll never fight another Mexican, and then when he go and fight a Mexican, oh man, Jaime Munguia. Who the fuck is a Jaime Munguia? Who the fuck is what other Mexican is ranked? That's a Mexican national is ranked in this division. Oh, he went up there and he fought Sergey Kovalev when Sergey Kovalev was half dead. All right, cool, I'm going to go up there and fight before. Oh, man, that was a cherry pick going wrong. He thought before I was sweet. No. It's you dumbass niggas who fucked this shit up for everybody, man. Now we got to worry about this dude going up there and fight Jaime Munguia on motherfucking May, on Cinco de Mayo. I don't want to see that shit. But because y'all just can't shut the fuck up and respect greatness, we gotta wait a whole nother, 11 months until he gets in there with David Benavidez. They contemplating him versus David Benavidez for Mexican Independence Day. Why are we contemplating that, Brody? Why are we contemplating that? I don't want to contemplate it. I want that shit to be, if you beat Demetrius Andrade, I need that. I hope this is one of them situations where it's like, all right, you know what? Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo Alvarez is on the horizon. I hope it's one of them situations. I hope I hope they just throw the public a bone. We gonna get them buzzing, give them something to get irritated. I hope it's one of them situations because I do not want to see no fucking Jaime Munguia versus Canelo Alvarez. That is the biggest waste of a fight. That is the biggest waste of a fight. And just like with Jermall Charlo, I feel like you're going to fuck around and lose to somebody you're not supposed to lose to. You will not be able to recover from that. If you lose, it should be to a David Benavidez, a David Morrell, a Christian Mobility. If Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez next month, that's somebody you should lose to. You should not be losing to no goddamn Jaime Munguia. And you run the risk of doing that when you keep fighting the motherfuckers that you fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gave you grace with Charlo. We gave you grace with Charlo, Brody. We gave you grace with Jermell. I get that. You dig? I get that. I get that. And it wasn't even supposed to be Jermell. It was supposed to be Jermall. So I get that. We gave you grace with that. All right, cool. You ran that with Jermell. All right, whatever the fuck ever. When he wasn't even a fucking 168 pounder. We get that. You know, it's understandable. He was also a name that a lot of people felt that, yo, you was ducking. So when you went in there and you did what you did to him, now everybody got an issue with it. I get that. But Jaime Munguia is completely unacceptable. Jermell Charlo, at least, is a former undisputed world champion with championship pedigree. It wasn't understandable. I was never excited for that fight. I thought it was a trash fight. I've always thought that fight was whack because it's like I already know what the fuck is going. I was just expecting you to knock him out. You didn't. That man got some good feet, and he's strong. You dig what I'm saying? You didn't do what you do, but you dropped him and you dominated him. I bet that. But he shouldn't have been in the ring with you. He shouldn't have been in the ring with you. When you got that out the way, all right, whatever the fuck ever, man. But you and Jaime Munguia is completely unacceptable, bro. That is completely unacceptable. I do like, bro. I don't even think I'd buy that fight. I don't think I'd buy that fight, bro. Me being real, I don't think I'd buy that fight. At some point, you got to put your pride to the side and start listening to the consumer. And the consumer is telling you, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see you versus no Jaime Munguia. I don't. Hell no. Fuck no. I don't want to see that. I don't think I could buy that fight, bro. I'll go somewhere and watch it, but I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for that. There's no reason for us to hold up you versus David Benavidez any longer. And even I don't even like the language. It's being contemplated for September. Like, why is it being contemplated? Why is it not? Hey, yo, man, he get past Andre. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna give me a lighter touch with. And I get it too, because I mean, nobody has your work schedule. Nobody has your schedule. Nobody has your resume in the division that makes it a sense of urgency for you to go. I get it, Brody. So I'm gonna just, man, let me go get this lighter touch, man. When you go undisputed in under a calendar year, and then after that you jump right into a fight with Dimitri Bivol. That's a heavy workload. That's a heavy workload. After Bivol, you had Golovkin for the trilogy, and then you had John Ryder, and then you just had Charlo. So maybe you just you want a lighter touch again, which is understandable. I get it, man. But this is too light of a touch right here. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit, Brody. That's unacceptable if you ask me. There's no reason somebody like a Jaime Munguia should be getting an opportunity. There's no reason for that. That dude ain't did shit. He ain't fought no top fighters. And when he was at 160 pounds, and you gonna give him the golden ticket at 168, bro? Like, no. Fuck no. Fuck no. I want you to get in there and just beat the shit out of David Benavidez so everybody can just shut the fuck up. That's what I want for you. Of course, I'm not you. I don't call those type of shots, but I am a consumer. I bought your last fight. At what point do you say, all right, man, what do you want? Because that's what matters, bro. Like, I feel like if you go in there and you fight Jaime Munguia, you need to do worse numbers than you did with John Ryder. Because that's unacceptable. You cannot be. I'm not okay with you fighting Jaime Munguia, my nigga. I'm not. I'm not cool with that at all, Brody. This is one of them things that is just completely unacceptable, bro. You fighting Jaime Munguia is completely unacceptable. Jaime Munguia, fam. Jaime Munguia. I take issue with that, man. I take issue with that. He does not get to jump ahead of the line for what? No, bro. No. No. Why can't you just go in there and beat the shit out of David Benavidez, bro? Or the winner of him and Andre. We keep saying David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez is gonna beat Andre, but shit could happen. But that's just how the fuck I'm feeling about it, man. Just dude. This shit is unacceptable. You do not get to say he should not be in a position where he can bypass everybody else in the division, bro. David Benavidez fought Caleb Plant back in April. Now he's about to fight Andre. Why the fuck is he not? He needs to get that shot. He needs to get that shot. You dig? He needs to get that shot. And maybe it's one of them. Yo, I'm gonna just say the biggest fight for last. I get it, but man, no, bro. Fuck no. I do not want to see this shit. I don't know how to. I can't stress this enough. I don't want to see this shit, bro. I don't want to see it. Don't want to see it. I do not. I absolutely do not want to see this fight, man. Please fight David Benavidez for Cinco de Mayo. Mexican Independence Day is a big Mexican holiday or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all liberated yourselves from the French. Absolutely, that's something to be celebrated, man. But you're, everybody up in America is gonna watch a fight, and everybody's been clamoring to watch you fight David Benavidez. That's a much bigger fight, and that's celebrated here in the States, not in Mexico, bro. So not like that at least, man. I'm out of nine deuces.